open till it shatters through the ocean.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and other farm animals, this is Arynnia here with something a little different. Now, normally this would be the time-space for my monthly Ask Me Anything video for my patrons, which, by the way, you can get involved with. Check out my Patreon page, link in the description. But since I don't have very many questions, I'm just going to tell a little bit about myself and then answer the few questions that I do have, which all come from Joseph, who is my largest patron. Now, to get started, just a little bit about me. I'm 23 years old, born and raised in the Spokane, Washington area. I'm back in Spokane these days, but that's well and truly beside the point. The main thing I wanted to talk about is what got me into this. For starters, a little bit of background. I have high-functioning autism, or more specifically, Asperger's syndrome. Now, that means I do tend to focus on some things more often than others, which is why you're mostly getting series gameplay out of me right now, rather than a bunch of different things. But I find that interacting with people in this medium is really helping me out, both socially and just in terms of feeling confident with my own voice, because that can be the hardest thing sometimes. But I used to work as a call center representative thing. Don't worry, I wasn't a telemarketer. I don't do that. But I quit doing that when I discovered that the job was just getting more and more stressful and it wasn't something I could handle with my autism. So I got the heck out. And ever since then, I've been looking for something to do, and this is it. So on to the questions, because I want to make this relatively short. How did I get started being a content creator, asks Joseph. Well, you pretty much heard it right there. I needed something to do. I needed some kind of creative outlet. I'm trying not to record this in multiple takes, but wow. I needed some kind of creative outlet, and I figured I enjoy games, so why not do that? Why not try and do that and make stuff that people might enjoy and maybe even make a little bit of money out of it, which so far I've made a little bit of success, but I'm excited for where we go from here. Second question I got asked, what is my recording or streaming routine? Well, pretty simple actually. I have a little desk microphone now set up at my computer. It used to be I used my old webcam mic. But I record videos just as I'm playing games using the Open Broadcaster System, OBS. And then if I'm editing a video out of that, I will go into a program called OpenShot Video Editor. It's a free and open source video editing software, and I'll put links to it and OBS in the description, so you'll have access to those programs. So I go through and edit that. That allows me to condense everything down. It's kind of slow going. Editing is by far the hardest, well, not really the hardest part. It's actually pretty easy, but it is the longest part of the process throughout the day. To edit down 2 15 to 20 minute videos in general takes me about 2 hours. Most of that is spent waiting, but it takes about 2 hours to render both of them, record, edit, and render, and then another hour or two to upload both of them in full quality. Because I record in 1080p 60, and that's what you see the videos and the streams in, is full HD 60 frames a second. The third question, why am I called Arynnia? Well, it actually goes back to a character I created over 15 years ago at this point. It was a character I'd written about in just some odd storybook I had, and ever since then I've kept writing more and more about the character. I actually got to create her in City of Heroes, and I've recreated her in the restoration of that, and I'll have a picture somewhere over here for you guys to check out. But yeah, that's why I'm called Arynnia. That's my most well-known character, and I figured it was just a good name to start out with. Where does the Phoenix come from? Where does the Phoenix come from? Well, I already answered that technically. I come from Spokane, Washington, but I suppose the Phoenix comes from my own imagination, really. You know, it's just what I've ended up with. And number 5, this is kind of an interesting question. Is there someone better than Kenny G? Asked Joseph. So a little bit of background on that. Joseph and I like to listen to Kenny G's Christmas music. So really, in terms of Christmas music, there's no one better. And I have a story to tell. Just 2 days ago, Kenny G was out at the casino, and I so wanted to go, but I didn't get the chance. So that has me frustrated. But in terms of general music, really, I listen to whatever strikes my fancy. I mean, right now I've got a song by Two Steps from Hell stuck in my head. So that's always fun. But I hope that in terms of Christmas music, Kenny G is not going to be surpassed for quite some time. That's it for the questions I received. In the meantime, please check out the rest of my stuff. There's links to my Discord page, and now there's going to be a link to my Twitch page in the description for this video only, because I'm also on Twitch. I have a regular streaming schedule that I'll keep up to date. In fact, I have a stream later tonight, so you'll be seeing that. In the meantime, stay tuned for the outro. Here's just one of the patrons helping to make this content possible. If you want to see your name here, pledge at least $10 on my Patreon page. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe, or join us on our Discord and Facebook communities. If you really want to support the creative journey, either buy me a coffee for a one-time donation, or become a patron. Links to both pages are also in the description. In the meantime, this is Arynnia, signing off. Take care.